Hello, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me tonight. Today is Monday, 23rd of December 2024. This is just midnight, 12 a.m. Nigerian time. Thanks for joining me. Tonight, we are going to look into what is going on from around Nigeria. This evening program is going to be very interesting, so stay with me as we explore and uncover a lot of things has been going on in this country. Stay with me. Oh yes, thanks for joining us tonight. We are living in a crazy world. When you see what is going on in Nigeria, actually, you have nothing to say than to agree with me that we are living in a crazy world. And that has been happening in Nigeria, and I don't really know where we are going to start from. Because most of the things that are happening is just laughable. It is absolutely laughable. There is no place in Nigeria where such a thing should happen. So what is happening in Nigeria today that we are going to look into is an indication that Nigeria is a failed state. It's an indication that nothing is absolutely working in that country. Now, first of all, I want you to take a look at this video. Let's go straight to there. As you can see, these are the money the bandits collected for kidnapping. Now, there is a reason why I'm showing you this video, okay? Just take a look. All right. Now, in reaction to this, let me start from NIN. Do you people remember Jore Muhammadu Buhari, Sapatami, the Minister of Science and Technology and Communication, something like that, who invented the use of NIN, and they promised that they are going to use it to track the bandits and all sort of things. But today we can see that the kidnappers are using phone to collect ransom, using phone to make calls, to do all sort of things, to call people. But police can't track them. So we are just living in a mirage. We are living in a greatest deception. So how can it be that if police want to track people who are abusing president, people who are cursing people online, they can just track them and locate them in their home and arrest them? What is going on? Why is it that all these kidnappers showing the money they use to kidnap, they are using mobile phone with GPS, with location, with everything, every technology in this 21st century, 2024, we are going to 2025. It's nothing but showing that government is weak, they are companies, and they are in support of what is going. If not, I don't see why all these things should be going on. All right, still in what is going on from around Nigeria, a lot of you must have seen this video. Take a look. All right, these are the, I don't know whether the Hausa people, Fulani people who normally says pineapple that you drink. Okay, the pineapple you buy outside along the street. So what these people are doing, the pineapples, they are not mature, so they are not sweet. They are now mixing it with chemicals so that it will show yellow. It will show yellow, and they also, the chemical from what I learned, the chemical, they also mix it with sugar. Just take a look. They also mix the chemical with sugar so that when you taste the pineapple, the flavor will be there, the sugar will be there.
See, they put up for something first. Now they say,
so be very careful. Be very careful in what you drink.
So they don't even care. They put up. You understand?
This is wickedness. Who knows what they are missing there? Who knows what is in that, in that day? Who knows?
So they use they rub something first. Put up for their bucket, go now they buy the shop. You understand?
All right. This is what you see when everybody is doing anyhow. In Nigeria, everybody in this country, everybody is doing anyhow. Nobody cares what happened. Nobody even cares what is going on. Everybody is just doing anyhow. It doesn't concern them. As far as I'm concerned, it's none of their business. What is going on is none of their business. So it's an indication that Nigeria is a failed state. Now, let's go to the popular TikToker that is a trending. Police arrested this man because of what he said. Take a listen.
Nigeria youths, any police will stop you for we harass you, we ask for your phone. I beat them. Yes, I start to beat them. If they like make it be 20 years old, if you like make the police be 85, I beat them, make it no stand up. If I stone them, I beat them. Go better for them. Aura for aura, strength for strength. Enough is enough. If not like they look like mumu, they don't burn any police inside this country. If they burn you where, Inspector of General Police, I do it. I put my picture for all. I send that to all our police. So anywhere where they see me, call them. They pass their boundary. I go fuck una up. Go better for una. Nigeria youths, anywhere you see police where harass me, I beat them. It's time for war. Yes. Mo could do the same thing way that they do. Most here who go end up, who go lost. I they look anywhere when I see me, I try them. Anywhere. Any police, a passing band, I flog them. I deal with them. Go better for them. Fuck the police.
All right. This guy was eventually arrested and he's now being detained. Maybe they will charge him for court. They will charge him to court, maybe for assault and for threatening the police. That is what they are going to charge him. But in reverse, when you look at what he's saying, he's talking of the defense. He's talking about his defense, the defense of the public. This is the same problem why the EndSARS happened. Because of police brutality, police searching of phones, time without number, they have told the police that it is not your right to search people's phone. You can't just see someone and connect his phone and start searching the person's phone. It is not acceptable. So I don't know why police keep on searching people's phone and so on and so forth. So they said the guy has been detained. All right, still in what is happening from around Nigeria, look at the celebration that is going on in Zamfara state. Look at the celebration. Guess what? The first thing that will come to your mind is, who are these people, right? I think that is the first thing that comes to your mind. Who are these people? Yes, they are the people that owns the country. They are the terrorists. They call the bandits. You can see them with police, army uniform, dancing with AK-47, sophisticated weapons. Nigeria is a conquered territory. Nigeria is a conquered territory. There is nowhere this thing happen in any part of the world. If this thing is happening in a very developed nation, what should happen is that the government will swing into action to arrest them, to look for where they are doing such a thing. But this is not the first night. Now with that number, we have seen bandits showing money they used to kidnap. Soldiers can even make call and pave way for them. Police do make call and pave way for them. I show you this thing before. I have the video here. So all this thing going on in Nigeria still shows that Nigeria is a failed state. Because if Nigeria is not a failed state, tell me where bandits will have the cause to be dancing, doing celebration with their gun. Where are the security agencies if they are not accomplices to it? Where are the security agencies if they are not accomplices to it? So these things that you are seeing today, it's just, let me say, they said that, how would I put it now? The religious people came. Let me use religious people as an example. They said that the end has come. Yeah, the end has come. So that is where we are now. That is the point we are in Nigeria. The end has come. Everything is just in disarray. Everything is just a problem. The economy, the security, the education, the health sector, the government, everything. There is problem everywhere. And like Anarchy looms. You know, when Kenneth Okonkwo said this, when Tinubu, was sworn in, then he said Anarchy looms. People did not understand what he was saying. Anarchy is truly looming in Nigeria. And you see, everything on earth does not happen in one day. Anything that is going to die, anything that is going to fall, anything that is going to break, it doesn't happen in one day. There will be a president coming before the final date. Now, how on earth will the son of president be doing this in any country? Look at what Say Makinde is doing. That is the son of the president. Nigeria is a compact territory. What on earth is going on here? What is going on here? The son of the president. The son of the president. What is going on here? No time will start none. By president is traveling, he will travel with his son. Where ministers are supposed to say his son will stay there. So Nigeria is becoming the Lagos family business.
God provided by Nigerian Cadet Network, Ogun State Command. God, ready for your inspection, sir. Pull down hands. Miller.
Golden Sun.
Leave the road.
What is actually going on? What is actually happening? What is going on there? So the person you are seeing is the son of the president. And you can see the paramilitary people trying to give innovation as the president, Anyway, now let us go and focus what is happening in Nigeria. We are taking it little by little. Just stay with me. Now, you must have heard about people who were stampeded, people who died because they were craving for food. They want to eat rice, Christmas rice. Rice is about 90,000, okay? Now, a lot of people are reacting to what is happening. Now, I want to tell you the honest truth. Nigeria is treating a symptom, not the disease, right from time. They are treating the symptom. Now, I want to explain this thing to you, and I want you to pay attention very well so that you understand the concept of my explanation. When someone is sick, let me say, for example, someone is pregnant. If you're a man, you have a wife, or you have a sister, or maybe your mother as well. When a woman became pregnant, sometimes they will just have sudden headache, they will have fever, they will have high temperature, different kind of things will be happening. These are the symptoms of the pregnancy. Sometimes they will be vomiting. Now, you cannot go and start giving the woman that is pregnant the medicine of vomiting, maybe to stop vomiting. You don't do that because you know the cause of that vomit. Now, we are having a lot of problem in Nigeria. We're having a lot of trouble in Nigeria, okay? But people are trying to treat the symptom, leaving the problem. The problem is the amalgamation. The problem is that different ideologies are in Nigeria and it can't work. The problem is that there are people who are not one and they are trying to put them together. This is the problem. But the symptom of the problem is kidnapping, is hunger, is hardship, is everything you can think about that is going on in Nigeria. These are the symptoms. But the problem, the main problem is the amalgamation of this contraption. The main problem is that we cannot live together with people who don't have the same idea with you. It doesn't happen anyway. Even in the same house, it's very difficult for you to live with someone who don't behave like you. When you keep something, the person will come and keep it on the ground. That house will not be comfortable for both of you. Before you know it will resort to fight. It will resort to war. So that is exactly what is going on in Nigeria. When are we going to stop treating the symptom and focus on the disease? Tell your politicians to stop treating the symptom. Tell your politicians to stop treating, the symptoms, even the symptoms to treat it. They're unable to even treat the symptoms. The first thing you should do is to ask questions. Why is it that we have farmlands, but people are hungry, people are rushing food, and they are dying? It is because people are in the bush, killing them, making them not to farm. Who are those people? Who sponsor them? Let us ask questions. Stop treating the symptom. All these things you are saying, hey, there is an agitation. Oh, people are agitating. Let us come against people who are agitating. Let us do this, let us do that. These are the symptoms. Oh, this guy is killing his people. Let us go and arrest him. It is the symptom. Oh, 2027, another election is coming. Let us look for it. If you are trying to treat the symptom, symptom is not the solution. The problem is the sickness. The problem is the sickness. So until we, discovered and tell ourselves the truth that this is actually the sickness, this is where the problem lies. If you're unable to do that, forget about all these shenanigans, all these things we are doing every day on the national television, talking grammar. These are the symptoms. But the main problem is what we're supposed to focus. Until you focus a problem, you cannot solve anything. Let me give you another example, like this Ukraine and Russia war that is going on. The America in their own, I won't say in their own sense, because that is a useless sense. In their own deception, I think that is the right word to use. In their own deception, they knew by supplying Ukraine weapon will not stop the war, but they keep on supplying the weapon. So when you keep on treating a symptom instead of focusing on the problem, you will keep on making mistakes. And every day I said Nigeria will continue to make mistakes until maybe they will get to the verge of collapse, because it's already collapsing. All right, let us listen to what Yusuf said. People are talking today. I know that, like, this is Professor Osman Yusuf, a guest of Arise News today. What he said is trending. I know that the same man have, aired his view. He talked during the time of Buhari. That is the reason why I love the man. He's always speaking. But speaking cannot solve the problem. What they are saying is just trying to treat the symptom. Let's take a look at what he said.
This is not an exodus of people fleeing their community, but people who came to collect palliatives, including bags of rice, gallons of groundnut oil, and other condiments for the Christmas season. Scenes of panic and sorrow emerged as videos surfaced showing lifeless bodies of victims as a result of the stampede which occurred at this venue. Relatives of the victim recount their griefs.
I was working somewhere when I received a phone call. One of my elder sisters, not biological sister, but just like a family sister to me. that she died. This is the husband. This is the elder brother, and this is the wife, and even the lost his wife too.
The event, sponsored by Obi Jackson, was organized to provide succor to people of the community during this Christmas season. Our witness accounts revealed that more than 15 lives were lost, while others sustained injuries in the stampede.
We came here this morning by 6. So I came here to work, like sharing of rice. I haven't gotten my uniform yet, and my wife came with me also. So unfortunately, they opened the gate. People started rushing inside. The next thing, they started sending people back again. While they are sending them back, the ones outside are pushing in. So the crowd was much. People were just falling off. How will I put it? Stepping on people's head and necks. At the end of the day, I managed and enter inside. On reaching inside, I saw my little baby crying. I have to carry my baby, rush my baby down home. The next thing, they called me that my younger sister is dead.
About 20 or plus people gave up here. So, and it's a sad incident, you know. So, and I don't just know what happened, but that's the way we saw it.
The latest events bring to a total of 3 stampedes reported in the past 1 week, following events in Ibadan which claimed at least 35 lives on Wednesday, and one at the Holy Trinity Church in Maitama, Abuja on Saturday.
I am deeply saddened, and any human being with a beating heart should be, that our people are turned into beggars 64 years after our independence, lining up to get grains from our politicians through the churches or whichever avenue they choose to give. This is a very rich and endowed country, and this is where we have descended. I'm truly saddened. My thought and prayers go to the families of the lost ones. But we shouldn't be seeing what we are seeing. The good book said, when the righteous are in power, the people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, the people groan. Millions of Nigerians today are groaning. They're hungry in this our land of plenty. I have been screaming this all across the land for the past 9-10 months here with some graphics that there is hunger in the land. Millions of Nigerians, predominantly women and children, go to bed hungry with no certainty of having anything to eat when they wake up. In this our land of plenty. And you come to Abuja, what do you see our politicians doing? Living it up. Look at the budget. All they're interested in is their creature comfort. Nigeria, the land I grew up in, the land that gave me all I got. We are now reduced to beggars by no less people than our leaders. This hunger is self-imposed. In a country that is not officially at war, in a country that we don't have famine, the rains have not failed. We have beautiful rain, but common rice is out of reach of the common man. When this government came to power, a bag of 50 kilos of rice was 8,500, now is hitting 90,000. What is the minimum wage? I tell you, 90% of Nigerian households cannot buy a bag of rice. So the government, from the state to the federal, they are weaponizing hunger. And you see, I go to Katsina, what do I see? I see a bag of rice with the face of the president, and I feel insulted. It's just like would you see the face of Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations, on a bag of rice that they are given, UN is given to refugees? These politicians are treating all of us, all Nigerians, as conquered people. It's not acceptable, to be honest. To give the government an idea, this is how you should distribute palliatives, for goodness sake. For goodness sake, we are still giving our people grains.
You find that
this is symptomatic of the problem.
You found that insulting.
We are treating the symptoms. Absolutely. Look, I'm a doctor. You do not treat symptoms. You treat the disease. What we are seeing and what we just saw, this death stampede from distributing palliatives, can happen anywhere in this country. A symptom. Let's treat the disease. This is symptomatic of a bigger problem, a broken economy, hyperinflation, unemployment, and corruption in government. We do not treat the main problem, we're just treating symptoms and just distributing grains. For goodness sake. Nigeria, that we go around the world, that the president goes around the world, that we are the giants of Africa, we have GDP, we want a $1 trillion economy. Our people are being treated like beggars, lining up, and we're giving them grains like you see in the Sudan or Afghanistan or Yemen. The world is watching. This is not good. This is symptomatic of the injustice in this country. This is symptomatic of the injustice in this country, where we are giving our people rights 64 years after independence, when our leaders here in Abuja are living it up, when our governors are buying SUVs. There is hunger all over. There is hunger in the land. I've been screaming this. Government should stop everything. Mr. President, you are building a 15.6 trillion highway. You bought a plane of 150 billion. You bought a yacht of how many billions? You are buying SUVs all over the place. Your people are dying of hunger, and they're being killed in Stampede to get rice. For goodness sake, we are not going to accept that. This is not acceptable, and we are not going to give the government or anybody any ways to, oh, this is how you should distribute this. No, this is not acceptable. It's not.
Yes, it is. When we look at...
And I saw the front page, right, and I saw the front page today of leadership, that security agents are going to supervise distribution of palliatives. For goodness sake, is that how low our military or our security agencies have descended to? They are going to be guarding how rice is going to be distributed when the soldier or the policeman cannot buy rice for his family. So we are accepting this? We should not accept this. We shouldn't. No. My thought is it is common sense. You have our young children, they go to football stadia for games. Crowd control all over the world is known to be a serious issue that must be taken seriously.
Yes.
And no organization should be allowed to bring crowd without ways of controlling that crowd. It's common sense. It's as simple as that. You do not assemble a huge crowd without finding ways to protect how to control that crowd. So for us to even say that the government 2025, no, we don't want to see this nonsense in 2025. We don't want to have to be distributing palliatives to our people in 2025. Mr. President, take care of this economy. The inflation is runaway inflation, 34 point something. Food inflation is 40%. The price of a bag of 50 kilos of rice is over 90,000. What are you doing to bring it down? No, what are you doing to give us palliatives? We are better than this. That's not why we voted you in. Medicine Sans Frontier has been raising alarm of severe malnutrition in this country, particularly in the Northwest. 3 towns in the Northwest, Jibia, Mashimani, 30% of the children are severely malnourished. The story is the same all across this country, from Abia to Zamfara. There is hunger in the land. Mr. President, wake up. Stop everything and feed our people. I've said this 10 months ago, and we are seeing this. And World Health Organization said the severe malnutrition, severe food shortage will worsen from November 2024 to May 2025. We are becoming a country of palliatives. No nation can be run on fumes of palliatives and deception. Rice. Whatever happens, the president will write rice. And what happens that the politicians will hide this rice or take it to the market or rebrand it and put their pictures and take it for their campaigns. Now they are bringing it out for Christmas, and they wait in March to bring it out for Ramadan. And then they wait to bring...
All right. Osman Yusuf. Only thing that makes me to like him is because right from even the time of Jonathan, even the time of Buhari, he's always talking. He will talk his mind, but that is not still the solution. We are still treating symptoms, okay? But you see, I made a video day before yesterday, and I'm telling people that time will come. Nigerians will beg for this country to separate. Can someone tell me the problem with this country? A country that has money, natural resources, human resources, the youth that will work, the farmland is there, everything is there. Can you tell me why people are hungry? I want you to ask the necessary question. It's not all about the government is bad, the government is bad, the government is bad. There is a problem. Let us stop treating the symptom. If you now remove Buhari, put an angel there. An angel cannot save Nigeria. Nobody can save this country. A lot of people might be thinking that Tinubu is too bad. Tinubu is too bad. Put an angel there. Nobody can save this country. The country is already gone, and it's gone for good. Now, let me tell you, if you want to establish university, you know the purpose why you are establishing the university. If you want to establish a church, you know the purpose why you are establishing a church. You want to start up a business, you know the purpose why you are starting up a business. What is the purpose why Nigeria was started? Ask yourself that question. What is the purpose why Nigeria was started? Someone started this country called Nigeria. Someone amalgamated it from Royal Niger Company. They knew that this is a business. And business is something that is conditioned to give the owner profit. So every other thing, according to Burna Boy, is collateral damage. So every other thing is just collateral damage. So it's none of their business. I want you to ask yourself a question. What is the purpose why Nigeria was created? Now, I read the history of so many countries. So many countries were created for peace. They said, no, we can't stay together. The war is too much. Let us have peace. They created another country. So many countries signed treaty. No, we have to go in our separate way because of our differences. They signed treaty. Every country has a purpose why they were created. Ask yourself this question. Why was Nigeria created? Why? That is just a simple question. Why was Nigeria created? So we are still speaking grammar, okay? We are still talking. But it could be next year, it could be next 2 years, it could be next 5 years, when everybody will realize that we were not meant to be together. According to Kunde Ondawumi, he said the British knew that they made a mistake to amalgamate Nigeria. They knew that it was a mistake. And they gave a set date that after 100 years, review this amalgamation. Come together. And you people should think whether you people can stay together or not. Let's continue to listen to this man while we come back to analyze and open our lines for cause.
If we as citizens cannot hold them responsible and think it is okay for them to be doing this when our people are getting hungry, they are buying SUVs of 170, 180 million. What kind of human beings are? Mr. President, if your advisors are not telling you the truth, there is hunger in the land. Our people are dying of hunger, predominantly women and children all across this country. And all this expensive governance you are doing is contributing to this. High corruption, inflation is out of control. Your economic team are not able to control inflation. We cannot continue with palliatives into 2025. What are you doing? You're doing nothing. Look at the budget. Oh, the military takes a big budget. Is the military going to fight hunger in this country? Hunger is a national security emergency. I've said it again and again. Buying Kanu jets or guns or tanks will not fight hunger. And no military, no police can quell the anger of a hungry citizenry. And this is what we are seeing. We've been raising our voices. And I call on our clerics of both faiths. God Almighty has given you the pulpit to speak the truth. The truth is there is hunger in the land. And you should speak the truth because God Almighty will ask you, did you do that? Our leaders do not listen to us. So, they're just living a life of deception when our people are dying of hunger. Women and children, predominantly women and children, the aged and the poor, they are the ones who bear the brunt of these misguided economic policies, World Bank engineered policies. They are the ones that are bringing us all of this. So for us to say anything else is deceiving ourselves. We're deceiving ourselves. Mr. President, your policies are causing death in this country, and you need to review that. End of story. Our people are already traumatized all across this country. People are walking like zombies. People are hungry. People do not have anything to eat. Out of school children increasing exponentially. Many children that went to tertiary institutions are not going back. If you don't correct the primary problem, we're just going round and round and round and round. It's the failed economic policies of this country, of this president, of this government that is causing this. And it's going to worsen. We've been raising our voices for the president and his advisors to hear, because they are not telling him the truth. They are saying all is well. All is not well. Hunger is a national security emergency that this government is taking for granted. All countries in the world, serious democracies know that. That is why the cost of food is very low. That's why there's no tax on food. But here we are. Hunger has been imposed on us by this government. You're overtaxing us. And there is no light at the end of the tunnel for people. And you're asking us to be patient, to be patient, to be patient. I'm a doctor. I write a prescription. Patient is having a problem. You revise that prescription. Mr. President, whatever prescription you got from the World Bank is killing our people. And you need to go to them to tweak this policy. It's not working. It's killing our people. Hyperinflation has eaten into the wealth of our people. People cannot buy food. People are hungry. People are dying. World Health Organization and Medicine Sans Frontières have been raising the alarm, and we have been doing the same. I've been here before with graphics showing showing the world that there is hunger in the land, as we would see in the Sudan, in Darfur, or Yemen. In this our land of plenty, where you see trillions budgeted for this nonsense, that nonsense, this nonsense. We are saying this because the anger of hungry citizenry cannot be contained by any military. Mr. President, wake up, tweak your policies. It's not working. People are dying. It's a time for Christmas. I am very, very saddened about the loss of this lives, predominantly women and children that we just saw. Right, I just wrote a piece. The title of the piece is Tinubu Gains and the Daily Realities of Our People. The honest truth is that the healthcare system in Nigeria is crumbling. It's crumbling. People have stopped going to hospital because of the skyrocketing cost of medications. Half of the 70 million adults with hypertension in Nigeria is being reported by the Nigerian Society of Hypertension. They've stopped taking their medications because they cannot afford to. Our doctors are jappering. They're leaving this country for better climes. Hospitals are groaning because of the high cost of electricity tariff. If you go to hospital as a doctor, the first diagnosis, regardless of the admitting diagnosis, is hunger in adults and children. There is hunger. We see the sufferings of our people. That is why we doctors are passionate about this. The politicians don't. They read the summary, executive summary they are given. We see the sufferings of our people every day. People die from diseases that are easily treatable, hypertension and diabetes, because they've stopped taking medications. Forget what propaganda the government comes out with. Propaganda is worthless, is useless. Because if government is doing well, you will feel it. If the economy is doing well, you will feel it. But propaganda and psychophancy, psychophancy is no patriotism. But if anything, it is telling the president not to do the right thing.
The healthcare sector, Professor, in the new year 2025 budget will be much bigger than it's ever been. How do you respond?
Is the budget commensurate to what we see? Have we not been seeing exponential rise in security budget? Is our security better? Is our security better? You can bring trillions of dollars if there are no doctors or nurses to take care of patients. They've all left. You go to hospitals. You go to hospitals. For those of us that can talk, pray to God that you don't have any emergencies in this country. We need to sit down and look at the problems. We're in serious, all sectors are collapsing. All sectors. Education, health, the economy, and the root cause is the economy. The president is not listening. He's listening to these economies that are essentially tax collectors. They are more focused on collecting taxes. Taxation does not grow economies. Only production does. People are dying. Whatever policy you have, you must tweak it. People are suffering. The president and his team don't seem to be connected to the daily realities of our people. And that is the daily realities of our people. People are hungry, lined up, and lost their lives for a bag of rice. All this is smoke of deception. The biggest food basket is up here in the north. Our people are not going to the farm because of insecurity. So you don't take care of insecurity, and that's why you see the production of food stuff has come down. Even after they produce, they have no access to their products. They are levied by bandits. You don't take care of insecurity. If you don't fix the economy, if you don't reduce corruption, if you don't reduce the cost of governance, we will just be deceiving ourselves and going round and round and round and talking big grammar in Abuja. We feel this when we go back home, when we see the level of poverty in our people. This is the realities of our people, not the propaganda in Abuja. Oh, GDP is this. You cannot lie about the economy. The inflation is going all the way up since this president came. Food inflation is going up. The currency is going up. You can tweak it, whatever you want, but the reality is this. You cannot mess with the economy. You cannot spin the economy. You cannot spin.
All right. Yes. Professor Osman Yusuf, most of the things he said is nothing but the truth. I give him his flowers for that. But the sad reality in all these things is that there is something wrong with black man. Yeah, read my lips. There is something wrong with black man. And what is that thing that is wrong with black man? Our ability, our thinking ability is somehow low. Should I say it's because of greed or because we don't know what to think about or we don't know what to do? Because if I sit down and begin to think about what is the problem of Nigeria, first of all, I will ask, in the last 200 years, in the last 100 years, in the last 150 years, all this problem we have today, do we have it before? The answer is capital no, we don't have it before. Now, you come to think of, before the amalgamation of Nigeria, do we have all this problem before? No. Now, since the amalgamation of Nigeria to independence, do we have such problem? No. Then after the independence, problems started, coup upon coup, every problem. So I find it difficult how professors, they are unable to sit down and think about solution, not the symptoms of the problem. Now, I gave example to one man one day. I said, what happens when maybe you are leaving your house and as you are leaving, you forget that your tap is open, and after you arrive maybe in your working place or where you went to, oh, you remember I left the tap open. Then in coming back home to your house, you see the level of water in your sitting room. What are you going to do? To start cleaning the water without opening the tap? Let's think now. So when you keep on, cleaning the water, packing the water away without opening the tap, that is just the best explanation of where we are today as Nigeria. We are fond of cleaning the waters in the sitting room without opening the tap that we let open. Nigeria lets the tap open by accepting to be amalgamated. You don't have the same culture, not the same religion, not the same ideology. It is a dangerous heterogeneous. Some countries are heterogeneous country, okay? But they are not dangerous heterogeneous country. Because the motive of everyone in Nigeria is totally different too. Their motive is just totally different. All right. Let me know what you think about this state of the nation today, as at today is 23rd of December. Next tomorrow is Christmas. And look at what is going on. Back then with insecurity, hunger, and so on and so forth. It has never been bad like this. Give us a call through the number on the comment section. And if you can join us live, you can join us through the StreamYard link there. You can join us live directly and tell us what you think about this, because this is unacceptable. It is time for us to wear our thinking cap. How many years are we going to complain? It is not good complaining too much. It is important we begin to think, what is the solution to the problem now? The solution is that we have to sit together and said, yes, we know that as Africans, we are brothers, but we were not meant to live together. Can we go to our separate ways while we live together in business like we are doing in ECOWAS? We can stay in the same ECOWAS, but let us go to our separate country. Each region have their own problem. The Igbos have problem, big problem. The Hausas have problem. The Fundanis have problem. And a lot of people, the Yorubas have problem. There is nobody that did not have problem. All right, let's go to our WhatsApp and start receiving WhatsApp calls from our callers, okay? You can give us a call, you join us live. Hello? Hello, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Your name and where you are calling from?
I will not tell you where I'm calling from because of security purpose.
Security purpose. You are afraid. I say you are afraid, eh? Go on.
Yeah, it's not afraid. I have to over my destiny, my brother, I heard what you are saying, okay? Everything have been open, and it's the only people that have ears can hear it and understand what is happening and what is going on, And we are USB, we knows everything. We knows the truth. So anything that's happening is because of, in Nigeria, all those governments, they're already pocketing monies inside their pockets and covering the truth. And I believe that one day everything will reach their body, but we cannot wait for one day. We are going to
one day we never finish, okay?
Excuse me, we are going to remove them from that chair, any of their position, because it's not good for somebody to pocketing money, eating millions of dollars, the mineral resources, everything in the country, So, and we don't mean to be one, because the amalgamation is it's already expired. It's expired, So let everybody go. And even though the governors, everybody, all the money they are getting is what they're focusing. They don't think for a legacy that people can look like Marcel, Nnamdi and the PM and one dying one because of our president. For them, they will not want to, have a legacy like people were thinking about. Oh, these people, they're not jealous. They're not too much of money. They're not too big eye or whatever. They'll carry people's money and eat it like that. They would like to cover their people because if you kill all your people, the enemy will still kill you. People that will protect you already killed them. So another people, so I want to see we can we see it. I am my and did on. And therefore, I know the Bang na aka obodo niile ha nọcha n'obodo niile one day na-agata ọkụ nwee ike inwu ịga esi wee gbaka n'ọsọ ndị a nọcha ọfịa niile ebe ihe esi wee cross nwụsị ha ebe a.
You can talk to us in English so that people don't understand the Igbo language.
No. Nwanne onye a chọrọ ịmụ Igbo ọmụmụ Igbo onye nwe ma ihe enweta ihe anyị chọrọ. I saw Canada, I thought I na-eti ọ dịkwa mma obodo niile na-asụ n'onu ka anyị ga-apụzi iche ọ bụrụ ihe niile a na-asụ ụwa niile ndị mmadụ na-eje ana m asụ obodo ọzọ maka gị ma nche enwe na-asụ ya so obodo m dị m mma obodo m dị ha mma ha mụọ ọsụ ya ndị ọcha na-asụcha Igbo. So the only thing dị ebe ahụ mmụọ kwadesi ugwu ike na Chineke ya na-edu gị. And anyị na nwaanyị bụkwa ụmụnne anyị amara m ọnwa ada anyị nwaanyị si na-ekwela ihe anya m nwaanyị ka ọ ụfọdụ ya asị m nwaanyị agbanyere anyị nwaanyị edefe ama ghọta duto ma onye isi anyị kwuo sị ma mgbe ọ bụla ụmụ nwaanyị batara n'ọgbọ na ma ma egwu echenjiere ibe anyị na-achọ enweghị n'isi and elele ndị Igbo lere afọ ụmụ nwaanyị ga-eji dị egwu arabụgodofa ame ka anyị ha jisikwa ike ịghọtago ha jisikwa ike ụmụada bụ ihe nọ n'ọgbọ so ya na-apụgo n'ezi ka ha mee ibe onye jụzikwa ihe ọ fụrụ ọwara ka ọ dị ka na-egbokwe ntị.
It's all right. Thank you so much. All right, let's have another caller. This, if you call, it's very important you address us in English. It's very, very important because it's not only one particular tribe that listen to this program, okay? Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning, ma. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, Mr. Okocha, how are you? God bless you for all you do.
Thank you,
This is Madam Jen from the US. Yes, I like the topic for today. In fact, it's one of the topics I've been researching on and trying to figure out what is really wrong with our country. And as I always encourage and plead with everybody, please take out your time, make out time and try to research and find out where the problem is so that we can solve it together. You know, amalgamation 1914, independence 1960, and fast forward to today. It is high time that, like I keep screaming, this system needs to be dismantled because it's not for the people. So long as it continues to linger, lives will be lost. And let me tell you, see, the two major I would call it ethnic groups that are ruling in Nigeria now. They operate the feudal system and the monarchical system. If you look at the Yoruba, they are mainly like, they have their monarchs, they revere their kings, and, you know, there is this reverence.
Yeah.
And the feudal system has to do with, you know, almost the same thing, except that the arms, the giving of making, you know, people coming to collect arms is very, you know, like a custom, it's a tradition. And when you look at this, the Southeast, let me use, because I always talk about what I know. Their system is quite the opposite. And I think that is where the major problem is. Their system is quite opposite. And it is not to denigrate the Southeast leaders. It is not to, you know, castigate them, but if they can really think deep into this. But I remember there is this general saying, they forgot to ask the second one. When they say Igbo, there is always a second phrase. Igbo ama wezeze. That is, every compound have their own king. Igbo does not mean that they don't have a king. We always have had kings, but they are more of administrative kings. But because Igbo says, where even as the first son of the family has an authority, there is the elder in the home. I remember back in those days when you are traveling, if your father is not around, they call very early in the morning, they'll call the elder in the home to bless you. to give you the offer to talk to you. So before anything, and they have what they call the gathering, they have the age groups. It's like you are groomed to be independent from the beginning, where you can have your say, where from your age group you can have, and they choose from the best to represent them in the community. So before anything gets to the king, it's like he had nothing to do because issues are taken care of. There is progress in that area. So that is where the problem is. Now, our politicians, instead of them to push for what's on who we are, they want to buy in what is foreign and bring it in. And that is causing a lot of problem. That is why, they complain that the average, maybe Igbo Southeast, you don't regard it because they are just tripping. How can you, as a leader, for example, let me give you, because there are a lot of things that just pissing me off. When Nnamdi Kanu was agitating that something is wrong, we need to correct this. Instead of them to rally around it, that what our son is saying is right. We need autonomy. We need this. We need that. They were the ones that now sold him out because they wanted, in quote, peace. Wherever on this planet have you ever seen peace without justice? And so they sold their son, and there is no peace. And since there is no justice, there can never be peace.
Exactly.
And you are looking for a people that have their own, that have their say. There are kings in their own class and queens in their own class. The women are equally strong because they have Uzukuma that they can make decisions. So the problem we are having is, I am speaking to, I only talk about what I know. I think our politicians need to begin to recalculate their brains and know that they can't win this because the people are marginalized 110%. The people are destroyed. They are counted as people to be slaughtered because they are agitated. Yesterday I talked about what the army and the police and all of them are doing. And ipob, they call them, how can you call a people a terrorist? That means your target is to destroy them. How do you want us to stand as trees to wait for that to happen? It won't happen. So all these things they're talking, the best thing is to, dismantle this, let people reorganize. There is nothing wrong. An Igbo person loves Yoruba. We are a community, but we have to dismantle the leadership. The politics is against the people. And it has to be dismantled so that the people can reorganize themselves and see how to progress. There is no progress in marginalization. There can never be a progress where there is injustice on daily basis. All the way to Finland, they went and I don't know what they told Finland. And when you look at it, go and dig out, it will be Southeastern politicians because they want to look good. How can you look good when you're naked? It's not going to happen. They look foolish in the eyes of the Northerners and the Westerners because they all know that they are sellouts to their own people. It's a shame. It's a disgrace. And I hope they kind of begin to recalculate and see how they can clean up this mess. They all sound polished. They all sound good. They are educated. They have. So anytime you leave your roots, you are floating. They are all floating. And nobody, they carry all the army and surround the Southeast. They're not going to win it because they are wrong. Stop selling your people. That is what I tell the Southeast, South, and all those people. Stop selling your people for a morsel of bread. And the honest truth, Mr. Marcel, is this. Go and check it. Every money they are collecting is a waste. And my mother told me, one of the things I will live with is that she told me, never, I see public money. If you don't want to turn to a vagabond or your children to a vagabond, never mess with public money. It has a very long-lasting effects on generations. All these things, there is nobody. If you look at the people that are making impact, they are quiet. What is in rulership and leadership? To look at your home, how you rule your home. If you institute peace in your home, you have a peaceful home.
That is it.
It does not take a million. It does not take a million to rule. It takes just being responsible and doing the right thing. I leave it there. I hope my time is up.
Yeah.
Okay? All right.
We have exhausted. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Let me leave it there.
All right.
Our leaders should please wake up and do the right thing.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Hello. Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, sir. Yeah, your name and where you are calling from.
My name is Daddy Chitsosibe. How are you?
I'm fine. It's like you are shaking your earpiece, okay?
Yeah.
You can put it in one place so that we can hear from you. And if you can be more audible, it will be good for us.
Okay, sir. What is my intake in this thing we are talking this morning? There's a disconnection somewhere else in Nigeria. And that disconnection we have, you can't fix it without finding where it started.
Yeah.
That's a really big problem. So, if you can't solve a problem, you don't know how it started.
That is why I say we are treating the symptoms. We are not solving the problem. We don't know the problem. We are just treating the symptoms of the problem.
Yes. So, the thing is that the people who orchestrated this problem in Nigeria, half of them are still alive.
Yeah.
They need to come out and tell the Nigerians the truth. And that truth is what will prevail to find the lasting solution. D.Y. Donjuma, Obasanjo, Gowan, and the rest that are remaining, they should come out.
My brother, do you know that it is not the duty of the slave masters to leave the slave? It is the duty of the slave to decide whether he or she will be free. Because the master will not leave you. So if you are saying these people should come out and say the truth, thy kingdom come.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay.
Even Buhari is involved. Who orchestrated 1966, the coup, the killing of the Igbos, the war. That's where this thing lies. Then this man, this walking ghost called what's his name? The president who called himself a president, which is Tinubu or Bat. He can't solve anything. Instead, he will worsen everything. I'm telling you the truth. And nothing good can come out of him until he finishes the 4 years.
And I can categorically tell you from my own perception that Tinubu is not the problem.
Yes, I'm coming there. Because he took the power from the back door and has no program.
Whether he took the power from the front door or the back door, I can categorically tell you that nobody can fix Nigeria. Even the person you think can fix Nigeria can't fix Nigeria. And I have a reason why.
If I don't be enter there, he can't solve the problem because
P2B will do better, but he can't solve the problem.
It's something, yes. Yeah. Because he still has a partner. And not only that, they will not allow him to be there. Because in every situation where there's a problem, some people gain on it.
Yes.
So if they did not create that problem for them to exist, they must make sure there's something they put in the table so that at the end of the day, it will get failure. That is it. Nigeria is corrupt to the core.
So for those of us who are still, I receive a lot of calls every day, and some of my friends who are politicians, and so many of them are politicians. What they normally say is, I think we have to advocate for good governance. We have to advocate for good government. All we need is good government. I said, no, all we need is not good government. If all we need is good government, the problem of Nigeria will not take us 4 years to solve if it is a good government. All we need is not a good government. Now, let me start by asking you a question. As good as Goodluck Jonathan was, he was frustrated. People were sponsoring insecurity against him. Jonathan was determined to wipe Boko Haram away just in 1 week. Buhari said, a fight against Boko Haram is a fight against the North. And that was all. Nigeria, people don't still understand Nigeria. We are just treating the symptoms. We don't know our problem. Anybody, I am not, you know I'm not abusive. It has been done, you started following me. But I'm sorry to use this word. Anybody who believes that this country will get better and work is a moron. And the reason why I say so is, you can't see a vice president who was accused of sponsoring Boko Haram in Aso Rock there, and you believe that Nigeria is going to work. You can't see Nigeria, what is it called, chief of army officer coming out to say that the army is colluding with the bandits to carry out ethnic cleansing. Everybody's quiet. So we are behaving like a conquered people. Someone who was over 10 years serving as the head of Nigeria military intelligence. He was on national television one day. He said there is nothing we can do about Nigeria, that they must Islamize Nigeria, because he was there. He knows what he's talking about. Nobody dared to challenge him because he knows what he's talking about. Tinubu opened his mouth. He did not hide it. He said, if I fight insecurity, they will kill me. So ask your question, who is that person that will be able to kill Tinubu? Who is that person? So there are so many things we don't know. We pretend that we know. We don't know anything. That is why everything is just turning against us. Look at the state of the nation now. Everything is turning against us. What we think we know, we don't know. We don't know. Look at how everything is just going. The country has been hijacked. The country has been sold. So the only thing that can save us is, let us ask question, where this rain started beating us. Right from the generation, from the beginning, we were not like this. Things was not like this. Where this problem started, it was that amalgamation, which British knew that Nigeria supposed not to be together. They have it in their document that, yes, this country will not survive together. And, well, there are a lot of things. A lot of people are still calling. Let me... Yeah, you can come in and summarize what you want to say so that we can attend to others.
Yeah. Do you know that they cannot give what you don't have?
That is just it.
Okay, let me come again. I think that was 2004 or 2005, thereabouts. The day Bush stayed in Nigeria, if you can remember, they come back.
Yeah.
That's during the Ambassador regime.
Yeah.
Bush visited Nigeria. On his way going. So when he was going back, when he entered the jet, on the door of the plane, when he waved to Ambassador Anarchy, his last word came up with that he don't see one Nigeria 2050. Bush said this. Bush Jr. said this when it was going. He said He tells you one Nigeria in 2015. And we are still waiting. Nobody asked question. Why this man made this comment?
I am not surprised now, because there was a document I shared with my fans here, that US research document that says Nigeria will cease to exist by 2030. So they predicted, they know why they predicted that this country, no, everybody from all corners of the world, they knew that this country is supposed not to. When Gaddafi was alive, Gaddafi brought a proposal that let the northern region leave Nigeria. David Mark was Senate president, he's still alive today. Jonathan was president, he's still alive today. It was Jonathan and David Mark that rejected that proposal. So people know, they know that this country can't go forward in this way. My brother, we have exhausted your time, okay? Let us attend to another person. All right, thank you so much, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, before we receive another call from this, let us attend to our brother here. EJC, Mr. EJC, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Okocha. How are you, my brother?
It's like you are listening to us with your other phone. You can off it.
Okay.
No, not your. I didn't say you should mute it. It's like there is a phone you are using to listen to us there again, because the background is.
No, there is not.
I don't know why it is like this. It is echoing.
I don't know.
All right. Do you have earpiece there?
No.
Okay. Maybe you can give us a call. I don't know why it is echoing. We can't continue like this.
Okay.
All right. Oh, okay. What will happen? Let me keep quiet. Talk to us.
All right. What I have to say is, I love so much your program. And when I'm praying, I used to put it by prayer, because as I'm seeing it, they may start targeting you, because that country is very, very delicate. It's a country they like to kill truthful people. I'm telling you the fact. Nobody can bring Nigeria together, and it's not meant to be together. Those politicians are just doing everything for their selfish interests, not to make the country to move forward, and the country can never move forward, because the agenda is to Islamize everyone. That is the only agenda they have. With that kind of agenda, country can never move forward. And before you can become anything in that nation or have political position, you must take an oath with them to protect their interests. That makes it very difficult to work freely in that country. Look at this politician from Imo State called Ugochinyere, trying to be truthful. I think you see how they are fighting him, and they are doing everything to bring him down. You see, the only remedy for that nation is to divide every people. In fact, Nigeria will explode. That is certain. I'm telling you the fact. They can't do anything unless everybody parted their way. That's the only solution for that country. I pity for those politicians that are thinking that Nigeria can move forward with this type of leaders. It can never. It can never. And they know it, that it can never, because they have different agenda. Why the population have different agenda. And the country have, in fact, it have taken even the politicians, even the journalists, everyone are compromised. Many things that are happening there, you can never see it in the media, because They have given them condition what they are going to do. May God continue to protect you. Because now you are saying the truth. You said that you have friends, politicians. You know, never trust them. If you say that you are fighting too much, they may target you, which I know. They must do it. If they see that they can't use you, they will target you. Bear it in mind. But God will protect you because this thing you did not commit by yourself. God must use someone. Look at what they are doing Nnamdi today and Simon Ekpa. But those people will bring Nigeria down. Because of them, Nigeria will go down totally. Mark my word. God bless you, my dear. I like to watch your programs all the time. I'm happy.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
All right. I don't know why your background is just making noise. Anyway, we have heard what you said. Thank you so much. I tried to keep quiet while you are talking so that it should not be echoing. So thank you so much. So as I muted you now, I think it's not making the background noise again. So what you said is true, but concerning the issue of threat and all those things, it's normal. And I don't think there is anyone that will stay forever on earth. You know, everybody will die one day. You know, sometimes we try to worry about people who are not worried. Let me use an example. Everybody knows that what they are doing against Nnamdi Kanu, that is not fair, which is contrary to even the law. And everyone's have called for his release. A lot of people are so worried about Nnamdi Kanu. We know he deserves not to be there, and he deserved the best of what he wanted. But he himself is not worried as people who are outside worrying about him. You know, freedom is in the mentality. Freedom is not behind the bar. You might be behind the bar, but you have freedom. Freedom is not what we think about. A lot of people are free, but they are not free. Freedom starts from your mentality. We in Nigeria, we are in bondage. We are in prison. People who are in prison overseas are better than us. But people don't understand. You are in a nation where you are a citizen and you can't go to school because you don't have the money. And you don't know that it is your right to go to that school for free. The freedom we are talking about is in the mentality. So it's not, the freedom is not what gun can stop. It's not what prison can stop. It's not what threats can even stop. It's not what detention can even stop. So all those things are normal things that we are not afraid of it. So we know it will come one day. And if it will come, if it comes, we accept it in a good faith. So we are not interested in that, because when you start maybe thinking about that, or you start having fear about that, before you know, you will not even do what you are doing. But all those things are just past tense. So thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. So let's have another caller.
Hello, brother.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, my sister. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Please tell the viewers your name and where you are calling from.
I'm calling from Libya. I'm from Nigeria, Yoruba girl.
Okay.
Brother, thank you. All this program we did this morning. Don't fear, nothing go do you, because you did for truth.
Thank
you.
you.
Hear me? God do for your back.
Yeah. Thank you.
You do that for me, Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is your brother. He's fighting for freedom. Make Nnamdi Kanu go change that name, Biafra. May they use Igbo name. Na Tinubu go sign Sharia law. Na Tinubu, na go sign Sharia law. The time when Tinubu carry Russia, other than Russia people, not French people, for Nigeria. They got Tinubu. If they say they see their video, it's there for YouTube. It go down in Iraq. I don't know the country where they use green flag. They be Arabic country. Tinubu go sit down with them. Now he go side acting. Now he make a talk. Say if he start this thing, they go kill him. And Tinubu, now he heard this. Nigeria go take break. Nigeria go catch fire. By the grace of God, we dey pray that thing.
You say Nigeria go catch fire. Who you go burn? Who the fire go burn?
I go burn other politics now with other Fulani people. With the British self, where they colonize all of us, they go fire their self.
You know,
Igbo people they recommend because they go marry white people. We there for Yoruba, we go marry them. They go come be slave because all black we go collect our freedom. We need it. It's our right. Baba Tinubu no fit do anything. No anybody. If Obi go there, Obi no fit do anything because Nigeria is not a war. Nigeria is not a war. We get different. So when Queen Elizabeth will carry us, we say we be one. They may we they do Nigeria. To be don't die. If became there for opposition, be man we they look the way go happen. They go kill themselves because may they go look Israel. Israel now. Now Muslim and Christian. Adisa, am I lying?
I'm not been like.
Israel na Muslim and Christian. I think that they look story for Israel.
Israel na Jews, but they are Christians, they are Muslim inside.
No, sir. If you go look that story, if you go look at not the Jew day, everybody they hold that land because of fight. Then Muslim they enter. Shey they hear me, sir? Na Arabic country, no anybody wait fi help them. Try all this thing where they do. They mean Nigeria. They mean them. That's why they send their all people come Nigeria. See, okay, may we go everywhere for Yoruba land. They say they don't collect Ilorin. Now we get our land. Now Yoruba get that. Shey they hear me, sir? Now Yoruba, now we get our land. May we go look Ibadan. Go look about them. All Muslim, they don't talk to Yoruba people to Muslim, where we they buy edge. I mean, I did for Arab because they say person no travel, sir. You don't go know the way they go for outside. You they hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Travel is their part of education. Okay, we go to Arab country. They say they know they drink. Arabic for Nigeria, sir. For India and Arab they drink. They say they know they smoke. This, sir. Say Arab book no they smoke. Here, na Arab book they smoke. Now they say smoke, sir. They say Arab book they know they do a shower. Here, their man. If you go do work for the house, they use brick. Now that you go people that Arab. Go look their generation for
which country? Which country are you talking about?
Libya.
Okay,
now
Libya.
I did, sir.
Okay, now Libya you did.
Yes, no Arabic. If you go do work for their house, when they serve their a shagala, their man they use spirit follow you up and down, follow you, and their woman wicked. So when people come life, wait there for their life. What we need for Nigeria. Go look for all of the people, these Fulani people, whether they carry cow up and down. They use the Agbola, the fuck this cow meat, and with the shop and with the buy.
You don't see him. You don't see him. You don't see him. You see
that is I be village girl.
All this aboki when you they talk now, you don't see what you they talk once.
Sir, I see him. If I know, sir, I no go talk.
Okay.
And this is generation. This is our generation. It's just social media. Now you go help us. Then when person no talk, they go kill them. When person no do like this, they go kill them. We go die. Nobody no go die. I know my other people why they talk. I don't know my picking where my picking go bomb. I go see this video. We go Ekpa. Nobody say me we no talk. Okay, you no talk, you go die. If you still talk, you go die. What do you want to do?
You understand.
Sure, you understand me, sir? All these things. Go look Nigeria. All Fulani, they don't collect our land for village. They go carry cow, enter farm, go they shop our cassava, our corn, they kill our people. Biafra, if Igbo, do Igbo go stand, Yoruba go stand, because Tinubu no fit carry this load. He pass in life. Nigeria will pass life. And Nigeria don't expire 2010. It is 100 naira Nigeria money. Why they join us together? Why did they by force us together? We are not the one.
Thank you.
Nigeria big.
Thank you, sister. Thank you so much.
Don't fear, sir. Nothing go do you.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Bye. All right. I think we'll go back to this screen. Let's see those people who are here. Let's bring them to stage. Hello. Okay, let me unmute you. Hello, peace. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. Good morning. Are you hearing me?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. If you don't mind, can you show us your face? But if you don't mind, don't worry.
My brother, don't need of showing my face. I'm not a bad person, but I like keeping myself privacy.
All right. No problem. Thanks for joining us. You can talk with us. You have the floor.
Like what I was hearing from that lady that called last. Yeah. So that is something that lady said, and that thing that lady said for me is not it's not a propaganda. It's not a propaganda, you know. Even Simon Ekpa, that was somebody who were selling cows before. So the person now have a conversation with Simon Ekpa. The person now told Simon Ekpa exactly how the Funanis are using cows to, to deceive people. The way the man explained everything to that about what they call it, about the cows that they are selling here, that those cows are not, if those cows are 2, in the next 2 weeks, those cows will now become 8.
Okay.
So the man was wondering, how does this cow from 2 will not become 8 overnight? So, and again, this thing that that lady said is not a propaganda, it's true. Because if you look at the situation of Nigeria today, too much of lies is in that country. Your politician or whatever they call them, they are all liars. The Funanis are really, really, really sleeping with those cows. It's not a joke. I myself have seen it.
No,
they are sleeping with those cows.
Yeah, I didn't say it's a propaganda because, anything someone said or anything someone is saying, it is good I confirm whether the person is saying what he or she knows. Because as I stand here, everything I'm saying is what I know. You understand? Yeah, it's good for people to say. That is the reason why I asked the question. She have answered me very well that yes, she have seen such, and I don't have problem with that.
Yes. So like all this eastern part of Nigeria, if you look at them, some of them, they like consuming cows so much. So all those cows you see them buying, if they tell you the kind of sickness that is in, that's why I like Europe. Before Europe will kill a cow, they will make sure that that cow have no disease. If it's a cow that have a sickness, they will, even though that cow is looking good, but they will make sure that that cow that cows have no any disease inside his body. If they find out, they will take away that cow. Nobody will eat it. They will now process another cow to kill. So what we are talking about, what they call it, Nnamdi Kanu as well. All those things that Nnamdi Kanu was telling us far back before, telling us about what is going to happen. All those things even before I came to Europe, I have seen all those things in Nigeria, because I myself, I was asking myself, I said, this country they call Nigeria, the government, they don't even think about the civilian. How about the citizens? How are we going to, things were very difficult. This thing I was telling you is about 2000, even when Obasanjo became the president of Nigeria, that was when things became hard. When Abacha was, the head of state of Nigeria, things were not so bad like that. Things were moving okay. No matter how the Westerners were giving us sanction, we were all enjoying. Things were moving fine. But immediately Obasanjo just came, my brother, hell. I'm telling you, hell, it looks as if no money is flowing anymore. It looks as if they padlock everything. It's only the politicians are now becoming the richest. Because during that time, you won't even hear a governor is having a private jet. No. But immediately Obasanjo just came, you start hearing about Tinubu, you start hearing about different governors. So I was asking us, these governors they are praising, what is their motivation? They say, if you become a governor, you'll be a rich man. I say, a rich man? I was thinking, I was just thinking, I said, but politics are not made to be rich. They are made to serve the people, So all those things started, coming up. Before you know it, things even as of that time, during the time of Abacha, Babangida, as of that time, I could remember during my days in primary school, I was buying meat, this cow meat we eat today, expensive. As of that time, if you want to buy one, if you want to buy one cow meat and how they cut it, and it will look big, as of that time is 1 naira. We used to buy it 1 naira. If you buy 5 pieces is 5 naira. Rice was 2 naira, 3 naira. As of that time, during the time of Babangida and Abacha, things were cheap. So immediately Obasanjo came, things became hard, my brother. I was just wondering, I say, I was telling one of my friends, I say, do you remember during the time of Abacha and Babangida, how was he? He said, man, it was the best. And it was the best. Obasanjo was controlled by the West, and one thing I love Obasanjo, he was controlled, but there is one place I like the man that he disagreed with George Bush Jr. Because there's something that him and George Bush Jr. was arguing. So Obasanjo said no. But how will you just be taking resources without the way that France is doing in the jail, taking their resources? So that is how America want to do to Nigeria as of that time. So Obasanjo disagree, So that's of that time, $1 was 20 naira. And things were still good, but immediately 2005, since my brother Okocha, things became hard. And I say, no, I can't stay in this country like this. This country, one day, it will be a disaster. It's better for me to leave this country. And that is how I left the country, you see. So all these things Nnamdi Kanu was talking about, what is going to happen, is true. And let me tell you, there is something that Nnamdi Kanu said. He said that we should protect ourselves. That there is no savior is coming down from heaven to come and protect anybody, my brother. That was the last time that both of us spoke. I told you that Nigeria is going to Islamize. Do you know that Tinubu went to Saudi Arabia to go and sign that Nigeria is an Islamic nation? Don't you know what he went there to sign? And most of our youth are there talking about the video.
How do you know that he went there to sign?
Have you ever seen Tinubu going to Italy? Don't you know that? Okay, let me ask you now. Do you know whenever they want to have an Islamic meeting in Saudi Arabia, don't you see Tinubu having to see Tinubu going there? Do you think he's going there for show? So
yeah,
he's
because
going there
Nigeria is a registered member of Islamic.
Yes, so that is what he's going there to do. But they won't tell you publicly. They won't tell our people. Like somebody I was talking to him in Europe, he told me that it will never happen. It will never happen to us. I said, that is how you people talk. You people don't even reason. You people don't watch news. You people don't even, watch story. All you people know that hey, Nigeria can never be Islamized. Look at the northern parts of Nigeria. Awasa and Funani, they are Muslim. They are Muslim people. They are Muslim. They are more popular Muslim than other ethnic group there that Middle Belt and others. They are more Muslim people there. Okay, look at Yoruba now. The Yorubas are fighting for Oduduwa. But if you look behind, for them to go that to Oduduwa, it's going to be very, very difficult because they we are not joining hands with the Biafra. And look why I'm saying that some part of Yoruba land.
How do you know it's going to be very difficult?
Because some part of Yoruba land have become Islamized for a long time ago. Okay, look at the place they're calling Ironina. Who are controlling there? Is the Funanis, my brother. The only place that is left for them now, even they were about to conquer that place because they have conquered the Yoruba side. So the place they want to conquer is the 5 states they are claiming is only Igbo. But they don't know that Igbo is big. Igbo is very big. It's very big. If they want to call it Biafra now, if they say, okay, we shouldn't call it Biafra, let us call it Igbo. Igbo is big. Igbo is very big. Even there's some part of Igbo that is in Middle Belt. Igbo is very big, my brother. Igbos are very big nation, bro. Forget about 28 years ago, 30 years ago, when they now have South. Look, just go to the world map. If there is a place called South, is this not illiteracy? How can we be calling Nigeria a South? And people will say, hey, they are professor, and they will be calling some part of Igbo land that the River State, all those places, Calabar, all those places are east. There is nothing like South. And that is illiteracy. Up to today, we'll be calling all these journalists will be calling that place South. Where is it in the world we have South? Come on, we should think now. Don't you know the West are laughing at us? Huh? All these things, all these things, sorry, my boy, let me finish my last one. I will leave it there. All these things, Nnamdi Kanu said we should defend ourselves. Both this ex-soldier of army staff, or they call it chief of army staff before, he said that they are not neutral. So whosoever that is arresting Simon Ekpa for Simon Ekpa not to bring Biafra, those people are very stupid. There is nothing wrong for somebody to stood up to fight for his people freedom. Nigeria will never work. What we are eating is rubbish. We are eating nonsense. Okay, let me say something now. Do you know what happened in Anambra? Don't you hear what happened in Anambra? People went to go and eat rice. Almost 100 and people die. And now they say they are sharing those rice. Do you know that those rice they are sharing in Nigeria, all are poison? All are poison. All whoever that is sharing bag of rice now should be careful, because it's not intentionally that person that is sharing that rice that gave the poison. No. All these things are imported. All those things are GMO. They are fighting, which Nigeria did not sign to bound it. Nigeria signed to bring GMO. And if you don't take care, that GMO is what they are eating and they are dying. How can people go and share rice? End of the day, they die. Look at what happened in Yoruba land too. They were saying that the king wife share rice. It's not the woman that poisoned those children. Those rice they are poisonous. you would just before December now, you will hear that 1 million people die overnight. I'm telling you.
It's all right, my brother. We have exhausted
So
your time.
Nigerians should be careful what they are eating now. The only thing is to divide our country. Simple. Let there be peace. Thank you. Good
All
night,
right,
my
thank you
brother.
so much.
Thank you.
All right. All right, let's go back to our WhatsApp and receive some calls. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Okocha.
Good morning, sir.
How are you, my brother?
I am fine.
Wow, my brother, may God bless you.
All right, sir. Please tell the viewers your name and where you are calling from.
Okay, my name is King Okocha. I am calling from Toronto, Canada.
How is Canada?
My brother, code want to kill your brother.
Trump said he's going to make Canada another state to US.
Don't mind Trump. Trump will have a mental problem. Trump the grace. Trump, he doesn't know the landmarks of Canada. Canada is big, yo. Canada is big. Canada have like almost 13 boundaries with the US. There is some place now, if you want to go to US, you will drive like 2 days. But it depends on the state. But me, I normally go through Niagara Falls. That from Niagara Falls, you enter New York. That one is like 1 hour, 45 minutes. You get my point? So there is one they call it Buffalo. From Buffalo to you can enter America. That one is like almost again 1 hour, 30 minutes from where I live here in Toronto. Yeah. Canada is big, yo. Canada is big. Trump is just he's just playing with us, you know. So that is how Trump they behave. We know Trump. So my brother, how is everything going on your side?
We thank God. We thank God. So we are dealing with the current situation in Nigeria.
Okocha, you don't need to tell me. Every day I see news now. I know they watch Canada news again or American news or BBC. Now when I tell Nigeria, they watch Canada news or BBC or
Canada
CNN.
news.
Yeah, but now when I tell Canada, honestly, I know they listen to Canada news. Now Nigeria every day because you know say our people still there. My mother, my brother still there. You know, so I'm always concerned about them and the people that are my loved ones too. You know. So it's not every day I cry for you guys. I won't lie to you. This year I'm supposed to come to Nigeria, but I refuse to come because I know what I see. Last year I came to Nigeria. I have to run back to Canada on the 25th. No, my brother, don't understand. Last year I left November to Nigeria. I know how much I have in my hand or in my bank account. That it will be enough for me, my brother. I have like almost 16 million. I say, okay, this is what I'm gonna use to do some project there. Okay. My brother, do you know under 3 weeks, this money just finished.
What were you doing with the money?
No. I was doing one project, but everything was so much expensive that I could not believe myself. I say, under 3 weeks, I supposed to come back on February. I now have to change my flight. On the 25th of December, I started flying back back to Canada. I have to go through US because my flight is coming back on February and there is no more seat. I have to change flight, use Delta Airline all the way from here to States, from Nigeria to States. then from States to Canada because of the condition. That is when I came back here. I tell most of our people here, I say Nigeria is in big problem. My brother, I will go to restaurant to go eat. I will see about 5 or 6 people who will be looking like a dead people, putting their hand in their mouth, begging me just to buy them food with no meat. You will see that somebody will eat leftover food. Some people will be dragging it. That is when I know we are in serious problem.
And now, let me tell you where the problem started. And for the information of our viewers, you see, no matter how hard Nigeria was before, the people in the rural area, they don't suffer. They don't get hungry like people in metropolis. You know the reason why? Because they farm, they cater for themselves. They don't even reason the government. But the problem they've started because all these Bororo Fundani terrorists have infiltrated our bushes, have infiltrated our farm. They are killing people, kidnapping people inside the farm. So the agenda is, let's make sure these people are hungry so that they will not have time to concentrate on the laws we are changing, on what is going on. So it's just the hierarchy of needs. So someone who is hungry cannot come out to start thinking about who is going to Islamize Nigeria or not. They will say it doesn't concern me. Right. It doesn't concern me. Right. Don't talk about Islamization. It doesn't concern me. If they like to make them, because the person is hungry. That is hierarchy of needs. Right. So all these things, they are orchestrated plans to make sure that things move the way they want it to move.
You're right. You're right, my brother.
So that is it.
You're right. Anyway, Okocha, there is one thing more I want to chip in there.
All right. You just have about 1 to 2 minutes. Just summarize it.
Okay. No problem. You remember when Buhari was in seat? Did you guys remember what the wife of Buhari said? That the cabals has hijacked the president. Yes. The cabals has hijacked it.
Yes.
And now somebody again come out in the national television said
that Tinubu's cabal is more sophisticated.
This person, they are saying now the one that hijacked Tinubu own is more deadly than the one that hijacked Buhari.
Oh, now the question is who hijacked it? Who are the cabals?
My brother, those cabals are those criminals that we have, that who dictate what will happen, what will go and what will not go. And those are the people that is fighting common man. Those are the people that are taking what belongs to us to give it to their own family. Yes.
It's all right. It's all right, my brother. Thank you so much.
My brother, may God bless you. May God bless you and keep you and protect you. And any evil they are planning against you will backfire to them.
And you
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you so much.
God
and
bless
I appreciate
you.
it.
Yes, my brother.
All right, sir.
Yes.
So the issue here is that it is very important for us to always think about the solution before we think about the symptoms of a problem. It is very abnormal that up till now, a lot of people, especially the political class in Nigeria, they have not been able to understand what is actually the problem. I was talking with one of my friends yesterday. I was asking him some questions like, Do you think that Nigeria don't have the farmlands to feed the people inside Nigeria? He said we have farmland. I said, do you think Nigeria don't have human resources with the number of youths we have in this country? Do you think we don't have the human resources to farm land? He said we have the human resources. I said, do you think we don't have the natural resources to generate money to do all these things? He said we have it. I said, when they have not discovered oil, started sending oil in Nigeria, they were doing cocoa, robot, those things. Naira was going back to back with dollar. So something actually is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. Something is definitely wrong. And that thing started with us. I used to say this with unapologetic. Something is wrong with us because we don't stand and think like normal human beings. Someone will just come out and say, forget about all these things you are saying. Let us focus on what? When you continue to do the same thing and you're expecting the same result, I don't know the adjective I will use to quantify the state. You keep on doing the same thing and you expect different results. Since I was born, I started since, let me say, 7 years, 8 years till today. I have never seen a year where Nigeria gets better. Think about this now. I have never seen a year where Nigeria gets better. Every day things keep getting worse. Things keep getting worse. If I have ever seen one day, just one day, I mean one day, where Nigeria gets better, I have said, oh, maybe tomorrow will be greater. I have never seen, not one day, where Nigeria gets better. If you have seen it, like we're about to enter 2025, right? Can you have the courage to say that 2025 will be better than 2024? Can you have the courage? Can you boast that this 2025 will be better than 2024? Where we have seen, they have even projected the dollar. They said dollar, they will peg it at 1.5. That is to say, dollar might surpass 2,000. The budget Tinubu submitted about 47 trillion. They said they are going to borrow almost 30% from the budget. So next year is a year of borrowing. We cannot continue like this. We cannot continue like this. Anyway, you know, it is important you speak forth. It is important you say your mind. According to Deji Adeyanju, we know that Nigeria is done. We know that Nigeria will not work again. We are just speaking so that if my children comes tomorrow and said, what did you do? Yeah, the country is not good, but did you contributed your part to tell them that this country is a failed nation? So what are you doing to address this issue? It's a question to you. What are you doing? What are you doing? Because it's not only where evil is happening. It is all about people who also fold their hands and be watching the evil happening. Those people who allow the evil to happen. So it is important you speak for. If you think that what you talk is nothing, that if anyone is talking is nothing, why are they arresting people who are talking? Why are they arresting people who are talking? They hardly find people who are carrying gun. They hardly find people who are doing all those things. But once they see that, yes, you are talking, they'll come after you. All right, let's go back to our WhatsApp. I think this caller called before. Okay, let's give her some time. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Okay. I can't hear you over here.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I say it's like you called before and you are calling back.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I want to reply second to the last caller, sir.
Okay.
All the way that brother talk, you hear Mr. say Adam na Yoruba, Tinubu go sign Sharia for Adam na Dubai, Adam na Cairo, anywhere, wherever, where they go sign now. If Tinubu go sign na true because of, this cabal, they are threatening too much and they fit do anything. And I don't think Tinubu because Tinubu na Yoruba. We be Yoruba, we get juju. You don't hear me, sir? And for Nigeria, If they say Nigeria is a Sharia law, all Nigeria is Muslim. Nigeria is not a Muslim. Yoruba will not is Muslim. Because everybody gets your Okocha where they do. That is the way they collect. Now Yoruba get and they don't collect our land. All this thing where all these Fulani people where they take hungry, take care of our people. They don't give us light. Nigeria will break for Tinubu, inshallah, because all these things where they plan, Tinubu no fit carry and they no fit keep Tinubu. Tinubu is not Abiola. The one they don't do pass. Nobody will in Nigeria. Did they hear me, sir?
I did hear.
Okay, sir. All this where they don't do, where they don't do pass, where they don't kill all better presidents for Nigeria. Nobody will rule Nigeria. And they don't fit keep Tinubu because Yoruba will not go agree. We go collect our land.
Where were you people when they were dominating in Lorry and taking over in Lorry? Now they are about to establish the Sharia court on 11 in Oyo. Where were you?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you.
Okay. That time they don't bomb me. They never bomb me.
Okay.
They will see some people where they fight because of that land that time. But they don't win. You hear me, sir? They say everything is generation by generation. You hear me, sir? Okay, for example, that time people never did. And they never bomb me. The way they talk now, I know so devil. Because I know my rights. I'm not fighting for my rights. I stand up because of my children, because of my tomorrow. Okay, say when Yoruba people, the time when they collect the loan, they never open face. See now, all Nigeria there's darkness, no light. How they go don't know the way they go for Nigeria? They don't feel no, sir. You hear me? But all our people who go, all our youths now, we don't stand. We don't stand. Nobody will collect you. Nobody will collect Yoruba for Yoruba hand. And they don't fit to Tinubu anything. All the akaba. We get sense, so Yoruba get sense. We go use that sense, play there. Tinubu, they made them die if they want that. Tinubu go rule 8 years. After 8 years, they go break Nigeria. Go on, sir.
It's all right. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. Anyway, if 1,000 persons talks to you, the 1,000 people will have different idea about Nigeria. They will have different thoughts about Nigeria. But the issue is this. The people who said that we are not patriotic, that is why things are getting like this, that they should fight for one Nigeria, or they should fight for the country. And they should first of all ask the question, what is the purpose of the country? Is this country worth dying for, being patriotic for? What is the purpose of the country? There is a purpose for everything. So why do they form Nigeria? Why do they amalgamate Nigeria? If anybody can answer the question today, then it's either the person answer the question or the person lied. If you answer the question why they amalgamated Nigeria, you yourself will have conviction why Nigeria should not be one. And if you don't have the answer, so you should better go and look for the answer, because it's important you know why Nigeria was amalgamated.
Nigerians who held national flag loyally to their chest and chanting national anthem, soldiers went into them and shot at them, killing scores. Are those the ones you want to go and redefine patriotism? These are the Nigerians who have lived over 40 years doing legitimate business and they couldn't make anything out of it. Today they are facing rent increase, tomorrow electricity tariff increase, next increase in fuel price, next police is harassing them, and just 1 or 2 years outside of Nigeria, they are already doing it. People who are retiring, sending their retirement funds home to come and settle in Nigeria. You have paid, you have taken all the valid documents that you need, and the likes of Wiki and their what's the name of this new minister for road, Umai, they will say they are doing realignment, overriding public interest. They will demolish your property, your retirement savings, and Wiki will come out and say, what if I'm taking the land and I'm giving to my friends? Ha! And you want such a person to be more patriotic than talking about their pains? You want to define patriotism for such a person? and your definition is that they should not talk about their pains. Nigerians are already patriotic people. It is the government that is frustrating a lot of them. Or what is your own experience with Nigeria police, for instance? Waiting for Kemi talk will not be true. See if Nigeria has ever happened to you. Just like Fela, if they ask you any question, you may answer the question at first on the surface, but you always come back to the government. Ask Fela about woman. If you talk about woman, African woman, you go talk and finish, you go come back to government. Ask him about teacher. You say, okay, when we be children, now mama be teacher. We did for school, teacher be teacher, university, lecturer be teacher. You can't bring and come back government. Who be government teacher, college? You can't say, wait, now the government side of teacher and students, I go sing about. Ask Fela about church, religion, God. You say, Imam, Bishop, blah blah blah. You will bring it back to Obasanjo, Yaradua, Abiola, ITT, IBB. Is a typical example of Nigeria don't happen to you and you can't get over it. So when Auntie Kemi Badenoch was making reference to Nigeria, she was asked definitely about British police. You know, the first thing that will come to your mind is wait a minute. Compared to where I was coming from, man, this is way better. People who still speak with pains and passion, combine the two, pains and passion about Nigeria. Even though they denounce Nigeria because of the experiences or trauma they had, they still wish really say that country can be, because they really want that country. But the frustration don't make them all these fake preachers or emergency apostles of patriotism in Nigeria and all that. Please, where do you stay? In the Jupiters, the Uranus, the Mars, Pluto, or are you already living where Elon Musk has launched in the space? Because I don't understand. So those who say that Nigerians who are complaining about the situation of the country are not patriotic, they are right too. But they are only right to the extent that they expect that people should accept whatever is meted to them. Like, yes, Nigeria will trample on you, will do everything, will put you down, just remain a humble slave, and then you're a patriotic citizen. They are simply saying a country without structure for justice is their own ideal country, and people who accept it are the real patriots. That is their own definition of patriotism. Those who are saying no, that's not we can't live the objective realities, they are also right. So if you look at most of these people who have become emergency apostles of this fake love for Nigeria, especially that white goatee beard guy who was one time was this spokesperson for a former president, who stole identity. Then he called himself when they seen him, and under that stolen identity was writing lies, concocting falsehood. Till today he's still writing twists up and down. That desperate political hustler looking for appointment under Tinubu, he will say one thing today, will say another one tomorrow. Nigerians have experiences that when they speak out of passion and pain together at the same time. I doff my heart for those Nigerians who will come out and say, whoa, this is my reality. Now Nigeria, we need corrections. Those are the true patriotic Nigerians. So when government is busy frustrating young people who want to be patriotic, I don't know what else we want them to do. A lot of people have run away from the country. Some have even abandoned the country's citizenship and passport to go and take up another one. You now see few who are still struggling and saying we will try. You now treat them like are you serious right now? If you live abroad or you don't even stay in Nigeria except you have political appointments, you are now telling me one kind. I beg, make gonna stop all this your fake emergency patriotism and love for Nigeria preaching. It's not.
The National Bureau of Statistics has released a report indicating that Nigerians paid a total of 2.23 trillion naira as ransom in 12 months between May 2023 and April 2024. It states that the money was paid by households affected by kidnapping incidents, highlighting the threat posed by criminal activities in the country. According to the Bureau's latest Crime Experience and Security Perception Survey report, an estimated 51.89 million crimes were recorded across Nigerian households in the Southeast region reported the least crime with 6.18 million incidents. Of those affected by kidnapping, 65% were forced to pay ransom to secure the release of victims. The average ransom paid was 2.67 million naira, contributing to the total of 2.23 trillion naira paid by Nigerians to criminals during the 12 months. All right, Rufai, 2.23 trillion naira paid as a ransom, at least captured by this report. There might be someone captured.
At this point, is it safe to say we should start leading kidnapping as part of economic activities in our GDP? I think it has gone to that point. Because calculate a budget of 48.something trillion, divide 2 trillion by that. You see, it's a sizable part. And that's what kidnapping has become because of the failure of our political leadership. And it rests on leadership. Chinua Achebe wrote a book in the 80s. He said the problem of Nigeria squarely is that of a leadership problem. And that's just what we are facing. Over 2.6 million paid averagely in a country for kidnapping, in a country where people cannot be paid most of the time the minimum wage. That's the sad reality by some of the states. They've made the announcement. What's the execution like? Even government, have they paid most of the parasites the minimum wage? Those are the questions on ground. You now look at the rural areas that used to be the bastion of peace. You have more kidnapping cases there.
So
when you now break it down by the regions, you see that the Northwest takes a huge toll of all of this insecurity. Over 14 million cases. Then you have, the North Central. Then you now have the Southeast. So out of the 6 geopolitical zones, 3 regions to 4 regions, most of the regions are inundated with heavy security challenges. That's a failure of leadership. That's why the president has been mute about it. If it was a good report now, Mr. Baron Onuga would be the first to react. As regards this, he's not reacted. We have not heard anything from them. Ayo, now go one step further and extrapolate the figures. You see that over 51 million cases of crime reported in a population of over 200 million. So that means 1 in every 4 Nigerians probably faced one level of crime or the other. You now go to the figures. You now see that there's even more on the rural areas, about 26.2 million, as against the urban areas, 26.5 million. You now see murders, over 1.6 million in urban areas. You now look at it in the rural areas, over 500,000. Killings here and there. And when you look at all of this, it's a failure. So what are the solutions, Ayo? Number 1, more access to data. Digitalization. We need to be able to digitalize our security infrastructure. That's why I'm happy with all the Olympic procedure address done with this, all the touch point of information in this hub, this immigration hub. But secondly, they also talked about reportage of cases. Can the police even now make an app where people can report? Even if they make it, what's the viability of it? We should look at that. Because most of the people, to go report the case is very difficult. Thirdly, people must also take personal measures, vigilance. Can we make available mass, building of security cameras so that people can be able to install them in their homes? Just the other day, there was a case of an inside job. A security man which has been in a house for 15 years let some people in to come and steal in the house. If not for CCTV camera, we would not have gotten it.
True.
So you can also do that within your means. Also, we need to be able to invest in the police force, invest in their welfare, get more police on the ground. Less than 500,000 police officers for a population of over 200 million people has been said to be very paltry. That's why the move for state police is also imminent. Most importantly, we now need to go back to the data set of our NIN and beavers. Why is it that kidnappers, after you register your phone numbers on NIN, they cannot still track them? So a lot must be done. That process must be made to be very transparent. Most importantly, we also need government will. Government will to be able to tackle all of this. All these security projects might have been highlighted, but are those monies actually spent? You also need to be able to face the case of street lights, because crime thrives in darkness. We need to light up more areas. You can see the viability of the 3rd Mainland Bridge since it's been properly lit up. But most parts of Lagos and other parts of the country are not properly lit up. So these and many other things we should be thinking of now. But it's a damning report.
All right, Dr. Batsi.
The National Bureau of Statistics, to the best of my knowledge, is a government agency that collates data. And now the same National Bureau of Statistics is more or less indicting government. The primary function of government, we're told in the Constitution, is to ensure the security and welfare of the people. If about a quarter of the Nigerian population, how many are we in this environment? They put the figure previously, variously within the range of 200 billion. And if over 51.88 million have been victims of crime, then it means that government is failing in terms of its original function. That is the major import of the report by the National Bureau of Statistics. Now, the categories of crime that they have indicated include abduction, phone theft, rape. In other words, the report is saying Nigerians are not safe and the security agencies are not functioning and government is not living up to expectation, by way of summary. Now, the other details in that report even indicates that there's more crime in rural areas than in urban areas. It also says that, look, there's more crime in the Northwest, which has over 14 million reported cases this year alone, followed by the Northeast, over 7 million, followed by the North Central, over 7 million, and maybe 6 point whatever, in the Southeast. Well, they didn't look at all the geopolitical zones. However, it says perception survey. So we have to, again, look at the method that has been done, because it's about perception. Whether it's perception or it is raw data that they are working upon in a country where there is usually no record of anything in a categorical manner, but perception, the word that they have used, perception survey, anybody living in this country with basic common sense knows that safety is a problem, security is a challenge. The third point that is made in that report is that, one, if people are stealing phones, people are asking for ransom, it means that it's something wrong with the way the society is organized. And there is a very serious case of poverty. And that is part of the problem. Another issue that report pointed out is lack of confidence in the security agencies. Even when people are abducted and they know that they should go to the security agencies, where the report says they don't go because they believe that police intervention will not yield any result. Here, therefore, we deal with a dilemma whereby there is complete lack of confidence, more or less, in the security apparatus in the country. If the people think police will not bring any meaningful action, then it means that the people are alienated from the same people, namely government, that is.
All right. With this, I think we are going to call it a day. Thanks for joining me this evening. I really appreciate this way to join me today's night. That is on 24th. That is tomorrow morning to say. All right. Please kindly share your informations with me on WhatsApp. If you have any information that you'd like to share, even during the day, you have things that is happening around you, you can also share it on the WhatsApp, on my WhatsApp number here, so that I can also use it to share information to people. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and God bless you. See you tomorrow.
If we as citizens cannot hold them responsible and think it is okay for them to be doing this when our people are getting hungry, they are buying SUVs of 170, 180 million. What kind of human beings are? Mr. President, if your advisors are not telling you the truth, there is hunger in the land. Our people are dying of hunger, predominantly women and children, all across this country. And all this expensive governance you are doing is contributing to this. High corruption, inflation is out of control. Your economic team are not able to control inflation. We cannot continue with palliatives into 2025. What are you doing? You're doing nothing. Look at the budget. Oh, the military takes a big budget. Is the military going to fight hunger in this country? Hunger is a national security emergency. I've said it again and again. buying to Kanu jets or guns or tanks will not fight hunger. And no military, no police can quell the anger of a hungry citizenry. And this is what we are seeing. We've been raising our voices. And I call on our clerics of both faiths. God Almighty has given you the pulpit to speak the truth. The truth is there is hunger in the land. And you should speak the truth because God Almighty will ask you, did you do that? Our leaders do not listen to us. They're just living a life of deception when our people are dying of hunger. Women and children, predominantly women and children, the aged and the poor. They are the ones who bear the brunt of these misguided economic policies, World Bank engineered policies. They are the ones that are bringing us all of this. So for us to say anything else is deceiving ourselves. We're deceiving ourselves. Mr. President, your policies are causing death in this country, and you need to review that. End of story. Our people are already traumatized all across this country. Our people are walking like zombies. People are hungry. People do not have anything to eat. Out-of-school children increasing exponentially. Many children that went to tertiary institutions are not going back. If you don't correct the primary problem, we're just going round and round and round and round. It's the failed economic policies of this country, of this president, of this government that is causing this. And it's going to worsen. We've been raising our voices for the president and his advisors to hear because they are not telling him the truth. They are saying all is well. All is not well. Hunger is a national security emergency that this government is taking for granted. All countries in the world, serious democracies know that. That is why the cost of food is very low. That's why there's no tax on food. But here we are. Hunger has been imposed on us by this government. You're overtaxing us. And there is no light at the end of the tunnel for people. And you're asking us to be patient, to be patient, to be patient. I'm a doctor. I write a prescription. Patient is having a problem. You revise that prescription. Mr. President, whatever prescription you got from the World Bank is killing our people. And you need to go to them to tweak this policy. It's not working. It's killing our people. Hyperinflation has eaten into the wealth of our people. People cannot buy food. People are hungry. People are dying. World Health Organization and Medicine Sans Frontières have been raising the alarm, and we have been doing the same. I've been here before with graphics showing the world that there is hunger in the land, as we would see in the Sudan, in Darfur, or Yemen. In this our land of plenty, where you see trillions budgeted for this nonsense, that nonsense, this nonsense. We are saying this because the anger of hungry citizenry cannot be contained by any military. Mr. President, wake up, tweak your policies. It's not working. People are dying. It's a time for Christmas, and I am very, very saddened about the loss of this lives, predominantly women and children that we just saw. Right, I just wrote a piece. The title of the piece is Tinubu Gains and the Daily Realities of Our People. The honest truth is that the healthcare system in Nigeria is crumbling. It's crumbling. People have stopped going to hospital because of the skyrocketing cost of medications. Half of the 70 million adults with hypertension in Nigeria has been reported by the Nigerian Society of Hypertension. They've stopped taking their medications because they cannot afford to. Our doctors are jappering. They're leaving this country for better climes. Hospitals are groaning because of the high cost of electricity tariff. If you go to hospital as a doctor, the first diagnosis, regardless of the admitting diagnosis, is hunger in adults and children. There is hunger. We see the sufferings of our people. That is why we doctors are passionate about this. The politicians don't. They read the summary, executive summary they are given. We see the sufferings of our people every day. People die from diseases that are easily treatable, hypertension and diabetes, because they've stopped taking medications. Forget what propaganda the government comes out with. Propaganda is worthless, is useless. Because if government is doing well, you will feel it. If the economy is doing well, you will feel it. But propaganda and psychophancy, this is no psychophancy, is no patriotism. But if anything, it is telling the president not to do the right thing.
The healthcare sector, Professor, in the new year 2025 budget will be much bigger than it's ever been. How do you respond?
Is the budget commensurate to what we see? Have we not been seeing exponential rise in security budget? Is our security better? Is our security better? You can bring trillions of dollars if there are no doctors or nurses to take care of patients. They've all left. You go to hospitals. You go to hospitals. For those of us that can talk, pray to God that you don't have any emergencies in this country. We need to sit down and look at the problems. We ensure all sectors are collapsing. All sectors. Education, health, the economy, and the root cause is the economy. The president is not listening. He's listening to these economies that are essentially tax collectors. They are more focused on collecting taxes. Taxation does not grow economies. Only production does. People are dying. Whatever policy you have, you must tweak it. People are suffering. The president and his team don't seem to be connected to the daily realities of our people. And that is the daily realities of our people. People are hungry, lined up, and lost their lives for a bag of rice. All this is smoke of deception. The biggest food basket is up here in the north. Our people are not going to the farm because of insecurity. So you don't take care of insecurity, and that's why you see the production of food stuff has come down. Even after they produce, they have no access to their products. They are levied by bandits. You don't take care of insecurity. If you don't fix the economy, if you don't reduce corruption, if you don't reduce the cost of governance, we will just be deceiving ourselves and going round and round and round and talking big grammar in Abuja. We feel this when we go back home, when we see the level of poverty in our people. This is the realities of our people, not the propaganda in Abuja. Oh, GDP is this. You cannot lie about the economy. The inflation is going all the way up since this president came. Food inflation is going up. The currency is going up. You can tweak it, whatever you want, but the reality is this. You cannot mess with the economy. You cannot spin the economy. You cannot spin security. These are realities of our people. Our people are hungry. They cannot go to farm. If we as citizens cannot hold them responsible and think it is okay for them to be doing this when our people are getting hungry, they are buying SUVs.
This is not an exodus of people fleeing their community, but people who came to collect palliatives, including bags of rice, gallons of groundnut oil, and other condiments for the Christmas season. Scenes of panic and sorrow emerged as videos surfaced showing lifeless bodies of victims as a result of the stampede which occurred at this venue. Relatives of the victim recount their griefs.
I was working somewhere when I received a phone call. One of my elder sister, not biological sister, but just like a family sister to me, that she died. This is the husband. This is the elder brother, and this is the wife, and even the lost his wife too.
The event, sponsored by Obi Jackson, was organized to provide succor to people of the community during this Christmas season. Our witness accounts revealed that more than 15 lives were lost, while others sustained injuries in the stampede.
We came here this morning by 6. So I came here to work, like sharing of rice. I haven't gotten my uniform yet, and my wife came with me also. So unfortunately, they opened the gate. People started rushing inside. The next thing, they started sending people back again. While they are sending them back, the ones outside are pushing in. So the crowd was much. People were just falling off. How will I put it? Stepping on people's head and necks. At the end of the day, I managed and enter inside. On reaching inside, I saw my little baby crying. I have to carry my baby, rush my baby down home. The next thing, they called me that my younger sister is dead.
About 20 or plus people gave up here. So, and it's a sad incident, you know. So, and I don't know. I don't just know what happened, but that's the way we saw it.
The latest events bring to a total of 3 stampedes reported in the past 1 week, following events in Ibadan which claimed at least 35 lives on Wednesday, and one at the Holy Trinity Church in Maitama, Abuja on Saturday.
I am deeply saddened, and any human being with a beating heart should be, that our people are turned into beggars 64 years after our independence, lining up to get grains from our politicians through the churches or whichever avenue they choose to give. This is a very rich and endowed country, and this is where we have descended. I'm truly saddened. My thought and prayers go to the families of the lost ones. But we shouldn't be seeing what we are seeing. The good book said, when the righteous are in power, the people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, the people groan. Millions of Nigerians today are groaning. They're hungry in this our land of plenty. I have been screaming this all across the land for the past 9-10 months here with some graphics that there is hunger in the land. Millions of Nigerians, predominantly women and children, go to bed hungry with no certainty of having anything to eat when they wake up. In this our land of plenty. And you come to Abuja, what do you see our politicians doing? Living it up. Look at the budget. All they're interested in is their creature comfort. Nigeria, this the land I grew up in, the land that gave me all I got. We are now reduced to beggars by no less people than our leaders. This hunger is self-imposed. In a country that is not officially at war, in a country that we don't have famine, the rains have not failed. We have beautiful rain, but common rice is out of reach of the common man. When this government came to power, a bag of 50 kilos of rice was 8,500, now is hitting 90,000. What is the minimum wage? I tell you, 90% of Nigerian households cannot buy a bag of rice. So the government, from the state to the federal, they are weaponizing hunger. And you see, I go to Katsina, what do I see? I see a bag of rice with the face of the president, and I feel insulted. It's just like would you see the face of Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations, on a bag of rice that they are giving, UN is given to refugees? These politicians are treating all of us, all Nigerians, as conquered people. It's not acceptable, to be honest. To give the government an idea, this is how you should distribute palliatives, for goodness sake. For goodness sake, we are still giving our people grains.
You find that
this is symptomatic of the problem.
You found that insulting.
We are treating the symptoms. Absolutely. Look, I'm a doctor. You do not treat symptoms. You treat the disease. What we are seeing and what we just saw, this death stampede from distributing palliatives, can happen anywhere in this country. A symptom. Let's treat the disease. This is symptomatic of a bigger problem, a broken economy, hyperinflation, unemployment, and corruption in government. We do not treat the main problem, we're just treating symptoms and just distributing grains. For goodness sake. Nigeria, that we go around the world, that the president goes around the world, that we are the giants of Africa, we have GDP, we want a $1 trillion economy. Our people are being treated like beggars, lining up, and we're giving them grains like you see in the Sudan or Afghanistan or Yemen. The world is watching. This is not good. This is symptomatic of the injustice in this country. This is symptomatic of the injustice in this country, where we are giving our people rice 64 years after independence, when our leaders here in Abuja are living it up, when our governors are buying SUVs. There is hunger all over. There is hunger in the land. I've been screaming this. Government should stop everything. Mr. President, you are building a 15.6 trillion highway. You bought a plane of 150 billion. You bought a yacht of how many billions? You are buying SUVs all over the place. Your people are dying of hunger, and they are being killed in Stampede to get rice. For goodness sake, we are not going to accept that. This is not acceptable, and we are not going to give the government or anybody any ways to, this is how you should distribute this. No, this is not acceptable. It's not.
Yes, it is. When we look at...
And I saw the front page, right, and I saw the front page today of leadership, that security agents are going to supervise distribution of palliatives. For goodness sake, is that how low our military or how security agencies have descended to? They are going to be guarding how rice is going to be distributed. when the soldier or the policeman cannot buy rice for his family. So we are accepting this. We should not accept this. We shouldn't. No. My thought is it is common sense. You have our young children, they go to football stadia for games. Crowd control all over the world is known to be a serious issue that must be taken seriously.
Yes.
And no organization should be allowed to bring crowd without ways of controlling that crowd. It's common sense. It's as simple as that. You do not assemble a huge crowd without finding ways to protect how to control that crowd. So for us to even say that the government 2025, no, we don't want to see this nonsense in 2025. We don't want to have to be distributing palliatives to our people in 2025. Mr. President, take care of this economy. The inflation is runaway inflation, 34 point something. Food inflation is 40%. The price of a bag of 50 kilos of rice is over 90,000. What are you doing to bring it down? No, what are you doing to give us palliatives? We are better than this. That's not why we voted you in. Medicine Sans Frontier has been raising alarm of severe malnutrition in this country, particularly in the Northwest. 3 towns in the Northwest, Jibia, Mashimani, 30% of the children are severely malnourished. The story is the same all across this country, from Abia to Zamfara. There is hunger in the land. Mr. President, wake up. Stop everything and feed our people. I've said this 10 months ago, and we are seeing this. And World Health Organization said the severe malnutrition, severe food shortage will worsen from November 2024 to May 2025. We are becoming a country of palliatives. No nation can be run on fumes of palliatives and deception. Rice. Whatever happens, the president will write rice. And what happens that the politicians will hide this rice or take it to the market or rebrand it and put their pictures and take it for their campaigns. Now they are bringing it out for Christmas and they wait in March to bring it out for Ramadan. And then they wait to bring it out for their campaigns. For goodness sake, what kind of leaders do we have?
This is not an exodus of people fleeing their community, but people who came to collect palliatives, including bags of rice, gallons of groundnut oil, and other condiments for the Christmas season. Scenes of panic and sorrow emerged as videos surfaced showing lifeless bodies of victims as a result of the stampede which occurred at this venue. Relatives of the victim recount their griefs.
I was working somewhere when I received a phone call. One of my elder sister